I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
In a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover.
No, easy, hold on.
As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them. As America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how.
What the fuck?
By refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
Buzzy, what is up with Tarantino, man?
What?
What happened to him?
People say I got a real twisted sense of humor.
He looks like he should be on the back of a $10 bill.
Oh my God.
Royce Lopez.
I don't know what it is about him.
Hola, me llamo Royce.
Maybe I'm sick of hearing about him.
Yeah, I don't like hot hair.
Maybe it's his face. He's a punchable face.
You wouldn't download a pig, would you?
He's done nothing to me. He's probably a nice guy.
I don't care.
I don't know what it is about the guy.
Big Cranberry has been lying to you.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast.
He looks like he should be flying a kite with a fucking key on it.
Brendan says he hasn't been able to use the N-word for a while. That's the source of his youth.
Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome aboard. Yeehaw and jiggling and what have you. It's, I don't know. I guess the war's back on, boys. We're
No,
still
there
doing
was
it.
a ceasefire, and all the neocons were laughing at us and saying, "You guys panic for no reason."
Oh, yeah, panicins.
We did, except for the fact
I was the
that-
only one last night, right? The only one I could see. Even look, I'm sure there were others, but just the only one in my timeline when as soon as he went, ceasefire, we're the greatest, and Iran and Israel are never gonna fire another shot. And I sat there going,
and then you see,
okay. All right. And then I saw this little, like I almost thought it was a firework in my own neighborhood. I figured, 4th of July, they're testing out some bottle rockets. It was not, and I went, oh, that's going to be enough. I'm like, listen, I've dealt with a lot of Jews in my day. It only takes the one rocket.
Trump was like that guy in the horror movie going, all right, I think that was the last zombie.
Guys, lock the door. I think we'll be safe in here.
Well, the good news is he's pissed.
Yeah, I do. They violated, but Israel violated.
No. Listen. This
I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, shut up. Mersh and Royce. Fuck. I'm gonna start commenting on the videos.
Yeah, I do. They violated, but Israel violated it too. Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel.
I've been there, man. When I haven't had sex in a week.
Yeah.
Biggest load we've seen.
When I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That was weird. I'm like, he doesn't curse
beautiful.
very
That was
often.
poetry.
But no, he doesn't have a tie on. He is fucking stressed. Look, I'm telling you. Look at him. Look, he's looking no tie on. He fucking looks like shit.
Can you go back just a few seconds, though?
Sure.
Sorry. It's just that this is me every time Checkers forgets and they put mayo on my burger.
Okay.
We have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard.
Okay. So now, all right. Here. Okay.
They put mayo on my burger? Are you sure about that?
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I asked for one thing. It's one
that
thing.
Oh,
God.
fuck.
You know what? This was me every time I got a blowjob in middle school.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Oh, shit.
You're just mashing it.
Oh, fuck. Watching a woman try to parallel park.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
What are you doing, Meadow Soprano?
Rumble trying to create an algorithm.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Hang on, we're gonna get shorts. I know they said it was coming out 2 years ago, but it's coming.
Royce asking me how that Dunkin' Donuts bagel was.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
God, there's not a worse bagel on the planet, is there?
No!
It's a yoga mat, bro.
Okay. Yeah, he's pissed, which is funny.
Yeah, but we're gonna die.
Yeah, we're gonna die. Cool, but it's funny. Very funny. Oh, he's stressed. We found out today on Tucker's newest episode that in 2023, after Rupert Murdoch fired Tucker, he never said this before. This is brand new. It just came out. They asked him to run for president against Trump after they fired him. I swear to fucking Christ.
People are insane.
They fired him, and then they said, if you run for president, we'll back you. This really is like a kid. like sitting in the back of the car when you were a kid and your dad's yelling at you? Do not drop those bombs. If you do, it's a major violation.
This is yeah, this isn't great. I knew last night, as soon as everybody said, well, this is all wrapped up in a neat little package, I was like, yeah, I feel like it's not. I think it's really arrogant to ever assume, yup, I got the Israelis and the Arabs sitting down and they're never going to fire a shot again. I'm like, wait, what? Like, the amount of confidence in that, I'm like, if there's anything I'm more confident in anything in the world, is that the Arabs and the fucking Jews will be killing each other until the end of time.
Think about it. If there's one man on this earth who would go, I did it.
Yeah,
4,000 years and I did it.
Say what you want about Obama. He was never that arrogant.
No, not
Obama
like that.
was like, look, I got to go to the Middle East this weekend and do that same fucking delicate dance that we've been doing for fucking 100 years. And I'll be back next week. Every president before Trump, they go, how's things in the Middle East? We're doing what we can out there. It's, like we're down by 30 points, right? But we still got the second half and I don't know, man.
I don't know what you're doing. Adolwolf said, thanks for providing content, boys. It's going to keep the cat and I company on the road, and we move from Indy to Vero Beach. Also, Mersh still owes me $50. Come on, Mersh. I'll settle for a beer with you. You owe him $50?
I don't remember what I said. I have a habit of saying when I predict things, like, I bet you $50 or I bet you $100.
Yeah.
I think I did bet him. Oh, yeah. I bet him that Ethan Ralph and Dick Masterson would make up at some point.
Wait, that could be at any point. It's
Well, no, I don't
open-ended.
remember. I don't remember what the timeline was. I might owe you money by now.
I don't think so, but I'm not happy that Israel's going out now. There was one.
I'll tell you what, Ethan Ralph and Dick Masterson are getting getting along a lot better than Iran and Israel are.
Yeah.
At least their ceasefires lasted longer.
That I guess was fired overboard.
I guess I'm better than Trump.
It was after the time limit, and it missed its target.
Frankly, the Ralpha males and the dickheads, they're not getting along. Some are firing missiles. Some are yelling. Some are calling people pedophiles on the internet. We won't stand for it.
And now Israel's going out. These guys got to calm down. It's ridiculous. I didn't like plenty of things.
Medica's interviewing an anime girl. The world's falling apart.
Iran is firing missiles, and the woman who had Finnegan Fox killed herself. It's a dark day in America. Did you hear about that?
No.
The fucking, Finnegan Fox? The fucking, the account, it's the chick that...
Oh, wait, I think we have a story about that.
Yeah.
Fox.
The Fox Farm girl. She fucking offed herself.
Hold
dude.
on.
I'm
sorry,
we're on YouTube. She unalived herself.
She had an
I think you're allowed to
OnlyFans, and
say it if
apparently
it's like...
She did a pregnant
wasn't it.
shoot,
No, I'll
and
find
people
it.
like
This
doxed her and shit.
Yep, this is her.
Yeah.
This is
Why can't we have nice things?
We can't have anything nice.
No,
We're back with the
because
death of the
degenerate.
YouTubes.
Bleh.
What was degenerate about her?
OnlyFans. I don't.
Who
fucking
gives
know,
a
man.
fuck?
Exactly.
I don't think she did OnlyFans.
Yes,
With
she
the
did.
death-
She was
Oh,
filming
did she?
Only-
Yeah, she did.
Hold on. What
She was
version?
filming OnlyFans while she was pregnant.
Hold on. Wait a second. Hear me out. But like Ron Bennington says, that doesn't make you a bad person.
She already had an OnlyFans and did a pregnant shoot. She wasn't fucking or taking porn. It was just nude shit, from what I understand.
But let's say either way she did or didn't, right?
It's her business.
Who gives a shit? Like, I don't... What does it have to do with fucking saving foxes, though?
Death of a YouTube star with millions of followers.
But also, where are those photos?
She was just...
Not the... Hold on.
not.
Not the pregnant ones.
ones.
Not...
I
Let me
know.
be very clear.
No.
I know.
Honestly, even the non-pregnant ones.
I'm not
It's
saying it's
not
going to
great.
be...
I haven't seen her naked. Like I said, I just found out she did OnlyFans, but I've just seen her, and I don't want to see her naked.
I kind of do. Can you let me know?
Yeah,
Her story, raising new awareness about the
Just search sexy fox lady tits. See what comes up.
Yeah, I'm sure off-Kai clips won't.
dangers of online harassment.
This morning, the death of a beloved animal rescuer is casting a light on cyberbullying.
Hey guys,
Wow, now shut up. I don't like how you're framing this.
I'm
Well, that's how they've been
introducing
framing it. It's going to
our
be...
newest rescue group.
I don't know. She probably have a nice body. She has the greatest face, but...
Royce, it's, you know what, I'm looking, and it's like she does like Ashton Birdie level OnlyFans.
No, so it's
shit.
not even
Like,
nude?
it's barely.
Maybe that's why everybody hated her.
Oh.
You know, I hate that tame shit.
Huh.
Show us that
Michaela
hole,
Rain.
bitch.
So her OnlyFans was like her Fox's tame.
Founder
and also Harry.
of Save a Fox amassed more than 6 million social media.
Yeah, save a fox, ride a cowboy. That's the song, right?
Oof, Royce here.
I've been watching this bitch's videos for years, though, man. Like the
Yeah, me
fucking
too.
Finnegan
I've seen her.
Fox. The
Oh,
little
yeah,
fox.
yeah. I know her.
I'll send one to you and Mersh and Virgie. It's not great. It's a little blurred, but like she blurred it out, but like it's not. I still feel bad, but
no, you don't. You don't feel bad. Let me see. Gimme.
I do for the foxes.
Gimme.
I sent.
Where?
I DM'd you on Discord.
I don't see any tits, Pessy.
Oh.
I don't see any tits. There they are.
Oh, haha.
Oh, okay.
Not great?
No.
Yeah, I didn't predict it to be very great.
No. Oh, weird tattoos, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. I mean, she's a fox.
She was one of
girl.
those. Yeah, she was one of those, bro.
Followers sharing her life caring for rescued foxes and other animals.
We are with Chowder and Cassie.
Rains' husband announcing in a video that Michaela, who he says struggled with depression and borderline personality disorder, died by
okay.
That also probably didn't help.
Suicide.
For a few years, a group of people had been.
You know what's a great environment for someone with BPD and
Oh,
depression?
can I
The
guess? Can I
internet.
guess? YouTube?
Yeah, the internet, Twitter, great place. It's really supportive.
I don't know. What pisses me off about these people is they always kill themselves. Why don't you just finally kill one of the cyber bullies?
They don't ever do that.
Throwing dirt on
Because
Michaela's
everybody
name.
always hurts themselves.
Hear
and then
me
goes,
out. You
"This'll
have
make a-"
foxes. You can't train them? Have a bunch of a killer fox army? You have a killer fox army, dude.
Like Willard.
Like Willard, but with foxes.
Sweet.
I'm just saying, a lot of people end up offing themselves and going like, that'll show people. I'm sure they'll feel so bad about what they did to me, they'll never do this again. Whereas I think it's the opposite. You should go and just get one cyberbully out in public on a live stream and then be like, anybody else want a cyberbully? I have a feeling more people would start going, oh, I want to call them fat on the internet, but you never know when the next fucking tinderbox is going to explode.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking direct your rage outward, not inward.
I just want to be very clear. I want the sloppers to live a long, healthy for their size life. I just want to be very clear.
We want them to live a nice, long, estimated life of about 6 years.
At least.
And says online bullying was a factor.
Look at that. Look at the horse with the fox. That's adorable.
Most of these are people she knew, and some of them are other animal sanctuaries.
Wait, she was getting bullied by other animal
Oh,
sanctuaries?
bro, let me tell you something. There's drama in that world.
Really?
Oh, buddy. I just have a humble little cat channel, and I've been privy to a lot of there's a lot of cat channel drama. It's
Why?
weird. Because it turns out human beings are dog shit.
Oh.
We should have never been given opposable thumbs.
Got it.
They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors. She felt as if the entire world had turned against her.
Cyberbullying is often seen as a teenage issue, and while nearly half of U.S. teens have faced it, surveys show so have 41% of adults.
Okay, but hear me out. I know this is going to sound crazy. Just don't read the comments.
Mm-hmm. How is cyberbullying real?
Still read them. You can turn the computer off.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, the creator,
and
told us this years ago.
95% of online creators.
If you only have negative garbage to say, just shut up.
No.
No. Hold on. I'm not on your side anymore.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No, you don't. You what is? That's not how things work.
This is how it works. When people go, oh, I fucking hate you, da, da, da. Just go, all right, then do something about it. Go, maybe I will. And then you're like, all right, pull up. And then just don't be a bitch like Eric July.
This year, First Lady Melania Trump revived her Be Best campaign with a renewed focus on online safety.
The widespread presence of abusive behavior in the digital domain affects the daily lives of our children, families, and communities.
Why is she writing a Sibian while she says it? Jesus Christ.
No, right, she has one of those remote ones. Those remote ones.
A little more on regime change here.
Do you want to see regime change in Iran?
No.
If there was, there was. But no, I don't want it. I'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible. Regime change takes chaos, and ideally we don't want to see so much chaos. So we'll see how it does. You know, the Iranians are very good traders, very good business people, and they got
Now,
a
if
lot
you
of
say
oil.
that about Israelis, all of a sudden you're racist.
They should be fine. They should be able to rebuild and do a good job. They're never going to have nuclear, but other than that, they should do a great job.
They're not allowed. Everyone else is allowed. I don't know. I never understood that. I just don't. Thomas Massey was on Theo Vaughn's show. I'll play a little bit more of it, but I want to play this clip first.
Do you feel like Israel is a fair ally? Are they a good ally for us?
Well,
or is that too general of a question?
Well, I think it doesn't matter. Like, there's no big, giant Great Britain lobby. There's no Australian lobby. There's no German lobby.
Oh, the other countries don't have them.
No, not like this. This is singular.
Have
This
you
is
noticed,
unique.
can I just real quick, have you guys noticed that since he started in government, everything they've done to Thomas Massey, he's slowly turning into John McAfee? Have you seen how he looks?
Oh, yeah. The beard.
Slowly turning into... He's gonna become one of those anti-hero billionaires.
Specifically, this happened specifically after his wife passed away. Like that when he started growing the beard, kind of losing weight. He lost weight too.
No, not like this. This is singular. This is unique. I mean, if you're an ally, why wouldn't we work with you? Why do you have to convince us that you're our ally? Why do you have to basically go into every congressional office and convince them? And it's because they want to keep the money flowing. And that
Israel really is like an abusive boyfriend. It's like, remember, if you leave me, nobody will ever want you.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure, you could try to get away from this, but where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go? Saudi Arabia? Good luck.
they've got a good return on their investment. I mean, we send more foreign aid to Israel than to any other country.
Yeah.
They're, like 10 million people or something.
Yeah, I think
Tennessee, I don't know the population in Tennessee, but it's probably about, on that order.
Yeah.
He gave Theo a deck counter. I can see Theo's wearing it.
I think this year they said we spent like $12 billion, but that's not actual dollars. It's in military aid, right?
Yeah, it's it's
the same thing, Theo.
It's dollars
Like
that comes out of
munitions
the
and stuff?
treasury. Yeah, but it's not like we give them. It's a gift certificate that's redeemable at Lockheed Martin and your local Raytheon.
That's cool. That's actually very good gift certificate. That's way better than a Target one.
Sweet.
Okay.
It's like a Target gift card, except I could buy Patriot missiles.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, got it. So that's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Why do they have this carve out that's just for them? Like what do we get from Israel, do you feel like?
We got a lot of countries that hate us.
That's true. He's right there. Nice. Sweet.
It's one of the things we get.
Well, especially right now with this stuff in Gaza, I think it's one of the worst PR campaigns I've ever seen in my life.
No, one of the worst PR campaigns is what Fat Joe's going through right now.
That is a bad PR campaign.
Mm-hmm.
They're even it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like,
bro, that fucking song.
I just don't. It gives their government this extremely evil look to me, and I think to a lot of people,
Well, rough numbers, there are 2 million people in Gaza and 50,000 have been killed. That's 2.5%. Like, they've killed 1 in 40 people in Gaza. If you did that in the United States, if you did 2.5% of 350 million, it'd be almost 10 million people dead in the United States. Everybody in Gaza is at this point related to somebody who's been killed, like at least a first cousin.
Yeah, it's like 6 degrees of annihilation.
You had killed, and then if you say how many have been maimed, it's probably 3 or 4 times that. So everybody in Gaza knows people who've been killed and maimed,
and we're supporting it, right? That's also the part that makes it really tough sometimes. To just be a person.
Somebody posted in the locals chat a Photoshop of Donald Trump Truth Social post. Whoever drops the next bomb is gay.
Listen, it's like our tax money is going towards this, but I just hope that people in some of these other countries know that it's not regular everyday people who would want to do these things, that it's like governments making these choices and it's corporate interests that make these choices. How would we stop it? Well, do we need this connection with Israel? What is it? No one ever explains what it's for, I feel like, right? That would help.
We're the only country in the Middle East that has gay sex.
Everybody have a much better
except all the other countries that have gay sex.
Understanding, because it starts to feel like America is just a shell company, an LLC for Israel. That's what it starts to feel like a lot of times,
That's not true, because then we would get tax write-offs.
Keep it up, Theo. Keep it up.
Better be careful, buddy.
We're coming into the last.
Hold on, me.
Limit. Now you say, how do they do that? Well, they start selling off the postal workers' pension fund. They take the money that's been saved up to pay your postman his retirement, and they use that to fund other parts of the government. They can only do that for a few months, and that's what we've been doing for the first 6 months of this presidency. And pretty soon we're going to run out of all those extra things we can spend.
That we're leveraging, basically?
Yeah,
but if here we give amnesty to farmers, that kind of solves that problem.
Leveraging all that, and they're going to have to pay it all back. So we're really probably are closer to 36.6 or 36.8 trillion.
Bro, when I was in high school, it was 4 trillion, and I was like, that's a crazy number. Oh my God. And now it's 36 trillion. No biggie. No big deal. What's the rest of that? Okay.
12 people are now under arrest in France following a disturbing series of attacks over the weekend. 145 people reported being pricked with syringes. Those attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I don't want to go outside anymore.
I wonder if they were intramuscular or insulin needles.
They're probably just AIDS needles.
I understand, but what kind?
I mean, you just need
Probably
a regular
hypodermic.
needle. Yeah, you just need a regular hypodermic needle.
with syringes. Those attacks came during a nationwide street music festival. And you can see some pictures of the
AIDS Fest.
I'm more scared of that than I am scared of getting shot in a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Like, put a
like
bullet
that
in
scene
me.
from the second Saw where she had to stick her hand, the hypodermic needles to grab the key.
Just shoot me in the face. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with running around a music festival and just getting dropped randomly, then being like, ow,
so
what
to go
the
to,
fuck was that? And then it's just fucking the next 10, 15 years of absolute misery.
What if it's a Travis Barker concert and you get trampled?
That's fine. As long as it's
crowd
done and over
here.
with.
France's Interior Ministry says it's not clear if any of these victims were injected with drugs. Toxicology tests are underway, though. The attacks came following calls on social media to target women with syringes during those festivities.
Why? Call for what? For what's the point? What's happening? What does it even mean? Whatever. It's Pride Month.
No matter what's going on around you, no matter how hard it gets, you gotta keep doing.
Well, a fashion show like none other
Nice.
is kicking off in San Francisco. Top designers are creating looks inspired by leading LGBTQ nonprofits here in the city. Veronica Macia spoke with the man behind the unique event. He's a doctor and also a refugee, helping shed light on human rights for his community.
Dr. Nas Muhammad is a primary care physician, and he's proudly, openly queer.
How has it been? Good.
I couldn't tell he was gay. These guys are gay? Are you sure?
If I shot that fucking earring and it fell on a bad guy in a video game, I would beat the boss.
Yeah. Fucking Xerxes over here?
Yeah.
The Apertude is actually much preferred for me.
At Ostra Medical, he offers health care tailored specifically to the LGBTQ plus community. His teal blue blazer is sharp with his scarf tucked inside, adding
Why is she saying it that way? Why are you
Because
saying
gay
it's her
people are
novel?
obsessed with clothes.
a vibrant pop of color. But for Dr. Nas, fashion is more than just flair. It's about building bridges,
Doctor.
shedding light on basic human rights for his community. The runway is
Can you
a form.
Imagine, you wake up in the morning, right? You go piss. Toilet's filled with blood. So you go to the doctor and you're waiting. You're terrified. This is the doctor that walks.
Hey, this is the Iran that Lindsey Graham wants, okay?
of activism. Each
Hey, I have an idea. Go do that in Afghanistan. Go dress like that over there. That's what happens.
That's his surgical garb.
What is this?
design and couture is attention-grabbing. Bold and beautiful looks capturing your eye.
In a lot of places around the world, unfortunately, the wrong stories are being told about who an LGBT person is. So for a lot of
Look at this art that would never be allowed where he's from.
people, they think it's a crime. They think there are people that are out there to...
People all over the world are being murdered for being gay, so I'm going to speak out about it by dressing weird in the comfort of my little Bay Area queer paradise.
He's like, it's really rough because it's
You.
like, in the Middle East, I can have sex with children, but I'm not allowed to be gay. And then here, it's like, I'm allowed to be gay, but I'm not allowed to have sex with children. It's like, I just want to find one place I fit in.
Mm-hmm. Besides a boy's asshole.
groom your children, to spread disease,
What?
to commit crimes. They haven't seen
what crimes?
Examples or heard stories of LGBT individuals that are, successful.
Walking.
No. I know there's successful gay people. No one's pretending there isn't.
Are people who are
Look at this guy.
far from being any type of
It looks like AI art. Like this is like AI art.
criminals. They are people fighting for the right to seek asylum and issues like gender-affirming medical care.
You want asylum because of what now?
So, I can speak to my own
Wait,
personal
Royce, you told me these people are like this because they closed the asylums.
Yeah.
Medical care.
So, I can speak to my own personal experience. When I went into my primary care physician when I was younger, I had gotten my first STI.
But remember earlier he was like, and they say that we're just out there spreading disease, and that's a lie. And now, fucking Star Swipe 2.
And his response was, it almost felt like I was being quarantined in the room.
Who cut your hair?
Just his response was not compassionate.
He comes from the Middle East where in Qatar he could not live true to himself. The language of fashion is something people from all walks of life can relate to. So during Pride, he's telling everyone, walk with us, because love is not a crime.
It is in Qatar.
Look, it's been a very muted gay season, and we're fucking 6 days away from it all being done.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost there, boys and girls.
You know what else you can't do in Qatar? Shake someone's wife's hand. So it's not just you, bud. It's a very oppressive place.
All right, well, let's check in another very famous gay guy.
U.S. prosecutors, they are on track to rest their case tomorrow in the Sean Combs federal sex trafficking trial. A Homeland Security investigations agent who testified on Friday is back on the stand today. He's expected to take questions all day, setting up the possibility for closing arguments later this week. NBC News entertainment reporter Chloe Malas is outside the courthouse at her post. Chloe, the special agent testifying today did not actually take part in the investigation. So why did prosecutors call him to the stand?
We are going through pages and pages of text messages between Sean Combs and Jane. Sean Combs,
I bet those are disgusting text messages.
a travel agent, Combs.
Look at the art. What is it we're looking at? Is it porn?
And also his former chief of staff, Christina Coram. And what you're seeing is the government is trying to hammer home the point that Combs engaged in transportation to engage in prostitution, which he faces 2 counts of that. You're seeing flight records. You're seeing Combs knowingly
By the way,
share.
it's literally, there's 2 things the federal government can get you on that are the biggest bullshit, charges. One is getting a loan from somebody that you're going to pay back for a mortgage and then not lying about it being a loan. It's one of the most common things in the world. Every parent does it for a kid in college. You know what I mean? Or somebody starting their life. They give you a little buck, you maybe you pay them back. If you get caught doing that, you can go to prison for up to 20 years. Even though most people, they just don't convict you, you just pay the money back. The other thing is flying a hoe out just to get some fucking pussy. It's literally under the wrong circumstances.
Sex trafficking.
It used to be kids. Fine, we could agree. If you're driving from Florida to Georgia to fuck a 15-year-old, I'm okay with them scooping you up on the fucking border and, whatever. But now it became like the Mann Act involved, like, if you fly a female sex worker who's an adult from, like, New York to Atlanta, now you're breaking all these federal laws. It's wild how some of these laws are written.
Combs knowingly share.
By the way, I want to make it clear, I do not think Diddy is innocent. I don't want to go off on a rant and have people go, oh, so you're on Diddy's side? No, Diddy's fucking weird. I'm just
You
saying
think it's a bad law.
I'm just saying these little technicalities they can get you on now. It's like, oh, man, you fucked up.
Records. You're seeing Combs knowingly share whole itineraries to Jane, who then shares them with an escort. I mean, he is the intermediary between the travel agent booking flights for an escort by the name of Cabral, even interfacing with the escort company Cowboys for Angels that we've heard.
It was a guy. He wasn't flying a girl. Cowboys for Angels?
So much about. So this idea that Combs, either didn't know where these individuals were flying from or coming from, and he would just show up at these hotel nights and not really have been in the weeds of it all. It does show that he was, and that he did have knowledge of these escorts having the funds being taken out of, his bank accounts. He was paying for them. These were his credit cards. So this is very important for the government to prove for those 2 counts where he faces a maximum of 10 years.
By the way, is it just me or does Cowboys for Angels sound like some kind of fucking charity in Texas for like the troops?
Yeah.
It sounds like it sounds like San Antonio, Texas. A bunch of cowboys got together and raised money for the local firefighters.
Yeah,
it's called the Cowboys for Angels Association.
Yeah, this really speaks to the government's case on the trafficking charges. Chloe, we're now in day 28 of this trial. Walk us through what the rest of the week looks like and the potential that we could see this trial wrap up and head to deliberations by Friday.
I also kind of find it weird that I speak better English than you, but you get the anchor seat and I have to be out here outside in the heat.
We certainly could. You are exactly right. So we're going to see this special agent get back on the stand in the morning, and then we're going to have Combs's legal team begin their defense as early as tomorrow afternoon. And then they have said that they plan
If
to
he
wrap
gets convicted, he's doing like 20 years minimum.
Yeah, he'll never get out.
things up if all goes according to plan by the end of the
I know
day.
he's in the same thing in the same place as Sam Bankman-Fried.
On Wednesday. That means Thursday we would see summations, also known as closing arguments. We're going to see both sides wrap up what they want the jury to know. And then Friday we could see the jury begin deliberating. But again, there is a lot to go through. 5 very detailed charges, especially when it comes to the RICO conspiracy. And it would be shocking if this jury delivered a same-day verdict on Friday. So we could see it go into next week. But yes, the big question is, will they wrap up before the 4th of July?
Why? That's that big. Why? Who cares? Who's that fucking invested in this? Honestly, there is a. Okay, I want to play this because you were. Okay, so I want your take on this. So there's this new law in Texas. Okay, just watch the story. Tell me what you think.
Whenever people say things are impossible, like passing this law, yeah, I learned that we can do impossible.
For Summer Willis, the impossible became a reality after a new bill redefining consent in Texas became law over the weekend that
hold on, wait up.
could help sexual assault survivors like her.
I remember being handed a red Solo cup, and from there, the world started blurring.
During her sophomore year at the University of Texas at Austin, Willis says her life changed forever.
I woke up naked and confused and by someone I considered a friend. I asked what happened.
We've all been there. What's your point?
Yeah, what's the problem here?
And he started laughing when he told me what he did to me. And he said how I said no and how I tried to fight back.
For years, she told no one when she...
Okay, but then, listen, there's no need to change any consent laws then because I already know for a fact the laws already cover if you say no.
Everything that you just described is covered by law.
Why is there a new law is what I'm trying to understand.
She was ready to seek justice. Summer says she learned the statute of limitations had expired.
Are we doing
and because
this
of a
now?
loophole in Texas law, her rape may not have counted.
If you were voluntarily intoxicated and someone raped you, it didn't count. If someone handed you
No. What are you talking about? Sorry. You got to be more specific. If you're voluntarily intoxicated, you can still get rape if you do not give them consent. That's still rape. It doesn't mean if you're drunk, you can rape anybody you want. That's not how it works. Now, I believe what they're implying here is that typical story of like if a girl is drunk, how drunk is too drunk where she won't, she wants to say no, she can't say no. That's a very slippery slope when you're playing that game because it's very, very dangerous to play that because look, you're not going to stop people from fucking when they're drinking. That's going to happen. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. That's how it is. However, now are we going to pass a law saying that if you have sex with a girl who's drunk, you have to decide, you as the person doing it have to figure it out on your own as not a medical, also could also be drunk, by the way.
And by the way,
figure it out. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm going to finish hearing this out, but that's what this sounds like.
I've been in some pretty dicey scenarios where we were both pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, that's the other thing. Like, how do you start making that argument? Like, because when you got two people that are fucked up, like, there is absolutely no barrier at that point. So, I don't know, man.
A drug and someone else took advantage of you.
Like, I've hooked up with chicks where I was loaded and they were fucking loaded, dude. You know what I mean? We were, I mean, Jesus, in high school and then the years right after high school, I mean, you went to parties. Sometimes you both got fucking blotto
That's
together.
my point. What if two people are both drunk? Like, if this was the other way around and a guy got drunk and a girl fucked him, can the guy said he was raped? Would anybody believe him?
No.
It didn't count.
In the U.S., there is no standard legal definition of consent, and how it's defined varies from state to state. Previously, Texas law said a person had to be unconscious or impaired by their attacker, creating loopholes for some perpetrators, advocates say. In 2023, nearly a decade after her assault, Summer started running to change that.
You're not running enough. I'll tell you that, fatty, fat. It has nothing to do with being raped. I'm sorry if you were raped. I guess if you say that's what you were. I'm not going to, I believe all women or whatever. But I also believe that when did you start running? Because it needs to be a little bit more.
These are all your marathon medals.
Yes.
What kind of marathon are you doing? Eating ones?
All 29 of them.
Oh, she sounds a little Madison-y from Love on the Spectrum. She sounds a little,
retarded.
In a year.
Including a run with the mattress on her back.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, whatever.
And another crawling on her hand.
If okay, that's retarded. But secondly, if you're running on a mattress on your back, you're only making yourself easier to be raped.
Yeah.
Now there's already a bed. You're running with your own rape bed.
Now I just knock you on your back.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Another crawling on her hands
In
and
fact,
knees.
if you run around with a mattress on your back, in my opinion, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't rape anybody. I'd be like, Your Honor, she brought a bed with her.
Yeah.
The fuck?
All leading to her ultimate goal, to expand the definition of consent. The new law defines sexual assault as being non-consensual if the perpetrator knows that the other person is intoxicated or impaired.
Hold on. That doesn't fuck off. Now you know how many guys are going to get fucked? Like, what does that mean? If a girl has one drink, all she has to say is, I was drunk? Right?
Here's what bothers me, is that if any of us were at a party and a girl came up and was literally like eyes in the, like far off gaze and most guys with a conscience wouldn't fuck that mess.
No, but knowing that a person is intoxicated or impaired and is capable of consenting. Here's my problem with that statement, and it's my same fucking problem when they try to fuck the states and the counties that have the fuck bartenders too, where. Like, there's not every county, but there's counties that if you overserve somebody and then they drink and drive and kill somebody, you as a bartender will get fucking in trouble. You could go to jail for overserving them. And I always thought that law was bullshit because bartenders are fucking high school dropouts that fucking sling booze. They're not qualified to tell how drunk somebody is. Same goes if you go on a date. How do you know? Like, how do you know? And what if both of you are just as hammered?
But it also, with the bartender thing, it's bullshit because they have no way of knowing outside of you telling them the truth that you're operating a motor vehicle. So that's why I'm okay with bartenders getting fined for overserving people. If you're the bartender that overserved a guy that blows a fucking .28 and he actually killed somebody in traffic, We already have a law in place. They'll find out what bartender that was. The bar gets a fine. Bartender gets a fine. I think that's fair because you shouldn't be over-serving people. But you shouldn't be legally responsible for somebody when you go, are you driving? And they're like, nah, I'm not driving. I'm taking an Uber. And then you keep serving me. And then I plow into a bus. How are you responsible for me killing somebody? I told you I wasn't driving.
That's my problem. I'm not saying that the person that did it's not a fucking dumb, evil scum. I'm not defending the drunk driver. I'm just saying, is it really the guy who sold you the beer? Like, here's my point. If somebody goes to Publix and buys a 12-pack, they can drink it in their car and go kill somebody. Are you going to sue Publix? Yeah. Like, that's why I don't like this consent law thing is like, look, do not get me wrong. I'm not one of these people, all women are fucking... No, women do get raped. And I have seen situations where women are... We all know you look at her girl and you go, oh, she cannot. She is fucking, if someone tries to have sex with her, they're clearly raping her at this point. She cannot consent. But this just says if a person is intoxicated or impaired, what's the metric? Who decides?
Dude.
Now,
by the way, remind me next time we're in Austin not to fuck anyone. Mm-hmm. I do not want to spend the rest of my life in a Texas
I think
prison.
you can do that all on your own. I don't think you need my help.
Dude, so in Ontario, if
that
you
is
wanna,
true. When is there anybody in Austin? You really no. Once you start to get to the,
I guess you have to outside of Austin.
That's true.
In Ontario, you actually have to have a bartending license. Like I have my bartending license. Like I took the courses and shit. And one of the questions they asked you is literally, a man walks up to you and he's slurring his speech. He can't hold eye contact, and he can't stand he can't stand straight. Do you serve him? And I went like, no, because he might be impaired. And it goes, trick question. He might be retarded. And you're like, well, what the fuck?
Well, come on.
What the fuck then?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. And I have been the person who got scooped up when I was this fucked up, right? Like I've had a few regrettable hookups that like, I was fucked up, man. I was fucked up.
I would have think that everybody on this show has had one of those.
I've had quite
What
a
did
few.
I do?
And you just kind of...
How heavy? It's usually heavy. For me, it was heavy.
Honestly, I've only a couple of big uns. Okay. Honestly, I was more... Like when I was really fucked up, it would usually be like somebody who was more skinny but like ugly. You know, like I've had a few uggos where I went, Jesus, what was I thinking? A couple of fatties, but a couple more like ones that you just, when you're fucked up and they're just grabbing your dick and stuff, and you're like, ugh, and like they lead you by your dick somewhere, and then the next day you're like, oh, whoa. You're like, what was I thinking last night?
But my point is,
I didn't file rape charges. I just got made fun of by my friends for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like that's normal shit.
And incapable of consenting.
Also, made fun of by your very fucking friends who let you go. Guys are wired
Not
so
let you
much
go.
more
Not let you go.
Encourage
Encourage
you.
you.
Nah, dude, she's fucking... Hey, if you don't, I will. You ever pull that on
And then
somebody?
as soon as you walk away, you go to your buddy. Oh, he left with her. Oh, he's going to fuck her.
I pawned off an Uggo to a friend of mine, LJ, years ago, and it was the funniest thing ever. And everybody knew what I was doing, and everybody was like, oh, I'll play that game. And we convinced this other guy that this... And he was fucked up, but he wasn't like blacked out. He was still sober enough to recognize this chick wasn't all that. But like, he was drunk, he was horny. He was a Marine. He was in the air unit, and he'd just gotten back. So like, he was kind of bricked up, and he was drunk. And I got my friends. I was like, yo, I want to get this shit. I want this girl to leave me alone. So I want her to fuck LJ tonight. And my boys were like, oh yeah, we were all doing that whole classic like, bro, I swear to God, if you don't take this girl home, I'm taking her home in like 10 minutes, bro. And he was like, oh man, really? You guys think so? We're like, hell yeah, dude. And then he hooked up with her. And then I had the best excuse to be like, well, you're fucking LJ now. I don't want to get in the way of that. So.
It's really important.
Men are fucking evil. We're so evil, but we love each other. You know what I mean?
We're so mean. We're so mean.
Yeah.
Loop for a lot of women who have been sexually assaulted but feel like it's their fault because they voluntarily consumed alcohol or another substance.
That is kind of your fault, though, right? If you voluntarily drank a bunch of stuff with somebody and then made moves, like again. This is
named after you.
Great, you have a rape bill named after you. Congratulations. That's as good as being a doctor.
does that mean to
Especially in your obvious heritage. I'm sure that's.
Look at
I'm sure
that
they didn't,
face.
Yeah, that nose.
Oh my God.
Like got a face like Shia Raichik.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. It means a lot. And I'll never receive personal justice from this bill, but knowing that I was.
Shut up. I don't even believe you. And I have, as an American, I have a right not to believe you. I think you're lying.
Able to help it pass so that what happens to me won't happen to others. That means the world.
Now setting her sights on changing other state laws and ending the...
Stay in Texas.
Can you go back one picture, please? Can you go back one frame there? I gotta ask, what is it with you people in stained mattresses? You know, it's like, why do you always got to be ruining mattresses all the time? I thought you people were all about savings.
But also comfort.
changing other state laws, and ending the statute of limitations on sexual assault cases. As her marathon for justice...
I'm sorry, I know women probably will not agree with this, but I believe that there should be statute of limitations, especially for rape charges, because I believe that after a certain amount of time, you shouldn't be able to... Here's my main reason why. It's what happens to a lot of people. So you decide not to press charges, right? And now you wait, 8, 9, 10 years, however fucking 20 years, 15... It doesn't matter how long you want to wait, because you decide. The problem is there's no physical evidence anymore. There's really no way to tell. Now you have to go get witnesses to remember 20 nights ago, like what they try to do with Kavanaugh and shit. That's the issue. It's like there's no way to do it, and then you could then how does that even work? Like, I'm sorry, but if by the way, women that are this one right here, this one right here, this one here, this fucking one right here, and it's the same thing I say to all of them. I don't give a shit what you think about me or misogynist or this and that. But if your whole thing is like, oh, maybe this will help stop it from happening for other women. Okay, this dude allegedly raped you according to you, and you waited past 7 years because that had to be 7 years because that's the amount of time for statute of limitations. You waited 7 years to say this guy raped you, so you let this alleged rapist run around and rape other women for 7 years? See? How does that not make you evil? How are you not part of it? Why? Because I don't think you really did. Because I think you had regret, and I think you thought about it, and you watched some documentaries, and like, actually getting drunk is rape. And then you decided to go back and go, oh my God, I can make a whole movement out of this and make money off of it. That's what I really think fucking happened. Because that is absolute fucking horseshit. Because you cannot say you want to help other women, but then decide to come out seven years later. You're just as culpable. You let it happen. You let somebody... It's like witnessing a murder and then being like, I know who that murderer is, and wait 7 years to go, let me tell you who he is. So then everyone else he murdered, you could have stopped.
I thank God I'm getting old, man, because if I was in this new generation, if I was as reckless with my dick in today's world as I was back then, I would have caught a fucking R charge by now. You can't even fucking hook up anymore and have fun.
Can't.
I've had like I said, I've had so many scenarios back in the day where I was blacked out, and guess what? So was the chick. And sometimes the next day, you're both sitting there kind of piecing it together.
It happens.
And you're going,
it happens.
Oh, did we? And then I've had some scenarios where I woke up next to a chick and we didn't hook up, but we were so fucked up we had to sit there and piece it together and go.
Did nobody watch that cautionary tale boat trip where Horatio Sands got too drunk and he almost slept with a guy?
Yeah, it happens.
Roger Moore's in it. Some sort of zaddy. I think it's what they call it when you're an old gay guy. I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Continues. Priscilla Thompson, NBC News.
Nice belly, fatso. Yeah, no, everything's rape now. Whatever, it's fine. You do whatever. It's just change laws. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who fucking cares? Let me read some of these donations. King of all pixels. What a fox, huh? Am I right? Talking about the fox lady. Mighty Megatron, the whole internet bullying shit is beyond retarded. If you let online anything bother you, then you're obviously never been punched in the mouth in real life, and you need to have that happen. Mighty Megatron then donated again. I'm pretty sure Mercer's been punched in the mouth plenty of times, right? Yeah.
More than I can count. And I hate the mouth. The mouth actually hurts a lot more.
Of course. Punch me in the gut.
Yeah, punch me in the gut. In the eye is bad. I'd rather have a swollen eye for a couple of days than a whole busted ass mouth. That shit hurt. Mouth pain sucks. It's why we all hate the dentist.
Oh, God.
All right, hit me in the fucking eye or in the face or something.
Anything? Is there anything worse than a toothache? Speaking
Yeah.
of, did you see that Antifa dude that tried to attack this the streamer?
No.
Okay. So this guy was walking around at one of those Palestine rallies. and
I'm
he
going to
was-
guess the guy in the foreground is just based on stance is going to be the one that
So-
wins. I'm just looking at balance
Okay,
right
set-
now.
set it-
I'm
set
like,
it up,
this
set it
guy's
up,
a
Pez.
problem.
Yeah. So just to so this is a guy. I think his name is Charles Veach, I believe.
Yeah.
I think. He's one of those guys where he's like a British nationalist, and he goes around when there's like a Palestine protest or some kind of anti-protest war protest, and he's he kind of harangues them because terrorists and
Yeah, he's a
Muslims
remove
in the
kebab
UK.
guy.
He's a remove kebab guy. Yeah. So just some guy. Yeah. Just
Basically, yeah. Okay,
great.
so this Antifa guy wasn't happy that he was filming and making fun of him, so he walked up with his hand in his pocket, like he had a weapon. And here's what happened.
Hey, well, oh man, I gotta keep filming. There's some people. Are they coming up on us? Oh yeah, there's one trying to flank us on the far right.
Here he goes. He has his hand in his pocket.
All right.
Delete the video from
Chill.
Oh!
Yeah, dude, let's go. Let's get out of here. Thank you, Fred, for saving me.
That looks
there.
like, you know when you just walk up to a GTA NPC and punch them?
Yeah.
And they just lay there.
Delete the video from
Chill.
Oh,
By the way,
that gut kick.
and
That
he
gut
was
kick
being
fucking
nice to
hurt.
him because he open hand and the kick wasn't even that hard. But where he kicked him, his breath's out. That guy's and it's harder to breathe because he has the mask on. He's doing the. Have you ever been hit in there, like the solar plexus
That hurts.
area?
It sucks.
And then you're doing the. It's not a great feeling.
Yeah, when you get the wind knocked out of you, your diaphragm kind of resets for a second,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to draw air.
It's like a soft
fucking-
reboot.
Yeah, it
It's a soft
sucks, dude.
reboot. Yeah.
Can we see it slow?
Oh, please! I would love.
I don't
love
think I've
that.
ever watched it like.
Let's
yeah,
watch it.
super
Let's
slow.
watch it slow. Playback speed. Let's go slowest.
Oh yeah.
Oh! Wait, look at him try to hit back and then.
That kick is so surgical.
Yep.
Yeah.
That kick is so surgical.
By the way, look. I'm looking at the way this guy. I wouldn't fuck with this guy. This guy does look like he's a fucking problem, right?
Yeah, dude, let's go. Let's get out of here. Thank you, Fred, for saving me there. He came for you with a knife in his pocket. What the hell? Let's go. Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Then they go to the safety of TJ Maxx.
TK Maxx.
By the way, smart move. The guy never pulled anything out, but he was made sure to be like, yeah, smart. He had a knife.
Well, he had a hand in his pocket. He could have. And you know, Genocide Circus. This is
Reminds me of when Frank Castle was at those Atlanta riots, and he just like out of nowhere screamed, "He's got a gun!" And everybody started freaking out.
Genocide Circus. This new Prince of Persia reboot looks like it's going to be fire. Talking about the gay guy. Genocide Circus. I'm starting to think that Fat Joe being a commercial short for Diddy parties isn't a coincidence. Yeah, we know. Genocide Circus. I'm still waiting for them to bring up TD Jakes in Diddy's case. Guys, if you like our show, revengeofthesys.locals.com, patreon.com/we're not sorry. That's how you watch tomorrow's show. Tomorrow is a Locals and Patreon exclusive show. Those are the most fun shows. And of course, Half of Friday shows, all of our movie reviews, and all our podcast episodes immediately after the show with no commercials on your own little feed. And most importantly, and the most important thing that you can do is sign up right now for $7 a month. And if you do an annual thing on either Locals or Patreon, you get a nice little discount. So I'd recommend you do it. That's how we keep doing the show. We'll be right back. Stay where you're at.
Francine, there are no conspiracies. They're all fake junk.
But what about George Soros controlling the Federal Reserve from an underground bunker?
Francine, he's Jewish. That's what he should be doing. He's helping us. You're all worked up over nothing. Oh, look, almost time for someone's favorite program.
Morning mimosa?
Mwah. That's right. Just sit back and let gentle morning infotainment fill your head.
Up next, what our frisky newlywed hamsters can teach you about pleasing your lover in bed.
Second hour. ROTC, thank you for staying with us. Tomorrow is the Patreon Locals Only show. $7 a month. That's how you get it. And also, you help support all this free content that we give you. We give a lot of free content, okay? Between all the shows, it's a lot. So. And also, Pessy puts a bunch of content out. And also, Virgie puts a bunch of content out. Honestly.
Why don't you go check it out, you fuckers?
Yeah, seriously.
Make me sick.
Yeah. Support all these assholes. We don't, but someone has to. So you probably heard it during the break, but the Sloppers dropped some new hot
sloppers?
Hot slops. We got some hot slops. It's another commercial for a scooter. It's another commercial for a scooter.
Are you looking to rent a scooter for your upcoming trip to Disney World or Universal, but you weren't sure where to begin? Hey,
No, that's never happened to me because my legs work.
everyone, we're plus-size park hoppers, and we range in sizes from 2X to
Right, get in the
5X. Make sure you
fat
like
girl
this video and follow us for more plus-size Disney tips and tricks. If you know us, you know by now that we...
That we're humongous and we can't walk under our own power, our own God-given power. So we have to use some sort of vehicle with a battery in it because we are more machine than person.
That poor battery.
Mm-hmm.
We always recommend Gold Mobility when it comes to theme park scooter rentals. They have scooters to fit all of your needs. Whether you're looking for a portable scooter that can fit in your car or a larger scooter with a higher weight capacity.
How high? How high is the weight capacity?
So, a larger scooter with a higher weight capacity. So a car?
Gold Mobility has what you're looking for. To make your experience even more comfortable, they've added some new premium accessories.
Like what?
We tried
saw
out the
fan?
foldable canopy as demonstrated
Oh my God, it has a canopy.
here by Ashley Vanna White. It's incredibly
They call her Ashley Vanna White.
easy to assemble and provides much needed shade and
Vanna
protection
White.
from the Florida sun. Another accessory that
Can I buy a bowel?
we tried out is the insulated basket cooler. This cooler fits perfectly in the basket and can be used to keep your drinks and snacks cold.
So your fat friend is basically like the Exocraft from No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
Look, you could store items in it. It's got a cooler. You can ride it around.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or it's like a mech suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cold and protected from the heat. We always order cases of water to our room, and being able to keep it in the basket cooler to keep us hydrated throughout the day is the best.
It's like a Pacific Rim thing, you know? They control the monster.
It can also be removed from the basket so you can bring it to your table with you. As always, Gold Mobility scooters come included with a standard fan, cup holder, and phone holder.
And noise-canceling headphones so you hear people snickering behind you.
Also, Gold Mobility will deliver
Dude,
the scooter.
honestly, I would play, hear me out, first-person game where you're a fat person on a mobility scooter at like a theme park, and the goal is you get points ignoring people's laughing.
Oh, I like that.
To your resort or vacation rental. Their scooters have an amazing battery life and can withstand even
Look at you. Look at what you look like. And you want me not to make fun of that? Come on.
the most jam-packed park day. We have really put their scooters to the test. The next time you're looking to rent a scooter in the Orlando or Anaheim area, look no further than Gold Mobility.
That'll never happen to me. That'll never happen to me. Oh God, they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get. This is gonna get unsustainable.
And they don't stop, and they don't stop getting big. All right, this young lady is not very happy. Okay, this young for YouTube lady is not very happy.
It hardly.
What a baddie.
Makes sense to me when somebody tells me, don't call me sis, I don't want to be called sis.
I don't really care.
Okay. If you...
Something that I notice trans people do a lot is they do that in 47%. They do that a lot. That is a statistical fact. That is not us saying that we do not encourage that. If you are having any of those thoughts, we encourage you to call the suicide hotline and get help.
There are resources.
There are resources for you. But something else that they do is they overplay with their hair to overcompensate that they're a girl. You notice that they're always touching their hair like a lot.
Well, when the front of your hair grows like mine,
yeah,
there's a problem. You know what I mean? There's a reason why, like, trans folks need to give up on the long hair the way I, in my late 20s, had to start giving up on the long hair.
Yeah.
Because there was just, all of this will come out all nice, but there's this part up here where you can't.
It looks worse.
It's not enough. And because everything's starting to run away from the sides and the front, it's harder to get like this going. And it never comes in thick enough. You know what I mean?
It's bad.
There is a reason I went to short hair. Because I was like, all right, you can pull that off. The shorter the better if you're thinning.
Okay.
Just get wigs. Black girls gave up on hair a long time ago. And they're actually biological women. And they said, nope. No, sir. I'm going to put this horse hair on my head, and then you're never going to see it because I'm always going to be wearing a shower cap everywhere I go ever.
You claim
Black bitches will show up to your wedding with a fucking bonnet on their head as if they've got something more important to go to later. Yeah, you're like, what are you doing?
if you claim that you don't need to be called cis because you're a real woman, that's transphobic.
I don't care.
Did you see that meme of the guy where he's been posting pictures of biological women in trans subreddits and being like, yeah, six months on HRT. How do you guys think I look? Just to make trans people lose their minds.
That's really smart.
That's pretty funny. Look, 6 months on HRT. What do you guys think? And it's a picture of just some random cute girl from Instagram.
Need to be called cis because you're a real woman, that's transphobic. I'm sorry to tell you, that's transphobia.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't care. That's
and
fine.
it's hypocritical.
Fine.
Because if you want to sit here and call me trans, girl, what are you?
Not a disappointment to your family.
They're cis. That's not fair. You just said they're not allowed to call themselves cis anymore. So you're like, you're not allowed to call yourself cis anymore. So if I'm trans, what are you? And you're like, well, I'm not. What kind of game are we playing? I guess not trans.
Because if we're both women,
how about normal?
Right? If we're both women,
You're not.
Right.
Not biologically, anyway.
And then...
Oh, cute. Little glasses. Really brings out her eyes.
To sit here and tell me, oh, don't call someone that if they don't want to be called that. Why do you think they don't want to be called that? It's transphobia. Use your brain.
We're so spoiled as a country. Like, we're so spoiled that you just do this.
Yeah.
It's literally just transphobia.
You can just do this and then get on disability.
Yeah. And I've been watching a lot of the financial audit things, and every time they have somebody on the military, young people, old people, it doesn't matter. Every single person he's on is the military, and they look perfect, all in disability, 100% disability. Yeah. We're just paying disability for people that do not need it in the military, and I don't understand it.
Remember, we used to think disability was for like somebody who shattered all of their vertebrae at like a fucking factory, and you're like, all right, look, we as a society, we can afford to pay for, this guy's fucking, whatever. And then eventually it just became like, I can't work because I'm sad.
Disability for that guy that all his skin burned off and he looks like a nutsack. Mm-hmm. That's who that's for, And
even back then, half of those nutsack skin guys still wanted to work. Mm-hmm. They're like, ask work.
Nearly 70% of Gen Z admits to being influenced by advice on social media when it comes to their finances. Some 33% of them take it further by seeking money tips from the so-called finfluencers, which raises the question, should you turn to TikTok personalities for guidance?
I don't know. Should you be doing news articles about things you can't pronounce?
Yeah, seriously.
Brian Podvin is a financial therapist with Cash.
A what? A what? A financial therapist? What's a financial therapist?
Lindsay Brian Podvin is a financial therapist with Cash App. She's here to talk about why these Gen Zers are turning.
A financial therapist with Cash App?
Yeah, you couldn't get Caleb Hammer?
To online platforms for help. Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm so happy to be here, Jamie.
Okay. That's a new way normal people talk, I guess.
So I look at that percentage, 70%. What do you make of just how big this percentage is of people getting money tips from influencers?
It does not surprise me at all, especially when we think about Gen Z already turning towards social media for everything from what restaurant to try to dating tips. So it doesn't surprise me that this many people are going there because this is a normal part of their habits and of their routines. Plus, these algorithms are so smart. As soon as you watch one video...
What's the point of this story?
That life is a hellscape.
I don't...
Anti-hustle culture, and 3 is values-based spending.
I'm not watching this. I'm skipping this one. I'm sorry. I can't. Her voice is... shrill as an understatement.
I think this is a psyop in and of itself. I think these financial influencers and the Caleb Hammers and stuff, they're all blowing up overnight. I think because the government secretly knows, like, yo, look, I know we're all built on speculation and bullshit, but like, we used to have a middle class and they had money in their bank accounts, and that was sort of the backbone of this country. This new generation doesn't own shit. I think they're panicking and they're like, we need to somehow psyop these young people into being better with their money because we're fucked.
They really are. Well, how about Mother of the Year?
No, ma'am. I am baffled by the accusations that are made against me. That's the thing with society. Society has changed so much. Back then, my parents used to leave me at home all the time while they go have fun. Did y'all lock them up? No. Everybody keeps saying I'm a bad parent because it's only one of me. The daddy ain't there, as you could tell.
Not shocked.
We black. They said
Wait, what?
Wait, go back. Oh my God. Whoa.
Whoa, you said the quiet part out loud, ma'am.
Well, she says everything out loud. Look at her.
But she's not
parent because it's only one of me. The daddy ain't there, as you could tell. We black.
No, it's like I want to clap, but I'm also sad that like you just like that's the way it is, right? I mean,
self-awareness is a step in the right direction, Mersh. Next they'll be changing the batteries, and you know what?
No, they won't. They won't fix this. They're not going to fix that either. They're just going to now hear it. They're going to hear the chirp and go, yeah, but that's just the way it is. We live with a chirp.
I wanted you to keep in mind that there's a woman who left a kid that was under the age of 8 alone in the house.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but
they said I'm a
Royce. She black.
Bad parent because I gave my kids to CPS. I never gave my kids to CPS. CPS came and took them.
Oh.
That's worse.
Yeah, that's the only time that counts, D.
Yeah, exactly. You know why that's worse, right?
My neighbors called my phone while I was with my new man. I had just broke up with my other man the day before, so I'm not talking about him. So if he sees this, I'm not talking about you.
My applause still stands. This woman's a beautiful mess.
This is the blackest woman I've ever seen.
CPS ended up calling me while the police are there, and they trying to trick me into coming home. My neighbors called me, telling me that. I don't even know who called me. I was drunk. You feel?
This is not a comedy sketch.
This a skit?
This has to be a comedy skit.
Is this a skit? Satire.
God
okay.
damn it, I knew it.
Okay, good catch. Pretty funny though.
Even in the beginning, I was going, I don't know. Is it? But I mean, is it that far away from true reality?
That's why it took so much. Mighty Megatron, tell her she's a kink kid. Your black dad bounced on your dumb white mom.
A civil trial date is set now for the man who says he was held in jail for months because of a mistake over one letter in his last name.
Yeah, there was a typo, and he got arrested.
Whoops. Last fall, Fox 13 Investigates told you about Anthony Robertson, who was mistaken for Anthony Roberson, a man sitting in 201 Poplar with several rape charges and a bond over $1 million. Let's go to Fox 13 investigative reporter Kayla Solomon. She's live at 201 Poplar tonight. So, Kayla, this lawsuit is worth millions, you've learned.
Yeah!
I would say so.
Yeah!
Yeah, Daryl, and although it was filed months ago, as recently as this week, there have been new filings. Now, the biggest is attorneys for Anthony Robertson are asking the county to turn over documents that have to do with those court hearings, as well as his time spent in the Shelby County Jail. But in response, Shelby County is saying since technically that record was expunged, a judge would have to order them to turn over the documents. But we now have an amended lawsuit that gives a clearer timeline of exactly how Robertson ended up in custody.
Okay.
All I could remember saying was, no, sir, y'all got to have the wrong person. That's not me.
That's Anthony Robertson when he met with Fox 13 last year. He was still dealing with the trauma, held in jail at 201 Poplar for 5 months for
5 months.
Seems a bit excessive.
crimes he did not commit.
It was just like detrimental. Like it was sad. Like every day I got up every day expected to lose my life in there on some charges that had absolutely nothing to do with me.
Since then, a lawsuit was filed against Shelby County and his former public defender. Fox 13 Investigates obtained an amended version of that lawsuit that gives a
public defender,
a clearer timeline of how Robertson was taken into custody. It started in October 2023 when Anthony Roberson was identified as a suspect for multiple sexual assaults. A warrant was issued for him, and he was taken into custody by October 29th, 2023. Despite remaining in custody, a separate warrant was then issued for Anthony Robertson.
So they already had the guy.
This is wild.
Who was living in Ohio at the time. In February 2024, 4 months later, he was extradited from Ohio to Shelby County in March, and days later, by March 6th, it says, Robertson began to experience the effects of his diminishing health, as well as stigmas and or fears associated with being charged with aggravated rape and especially aggravated kidnapping, including extortion in exchange for providing for his safety while incarcerated. Robertson remained in custody until July 4th, when his attorney and a judge admitted he was the wrong defendant. The lawsuit says that's also when Roberson was actually provided on the indictment sheet by said ADA, but was inaccurately recorded in the Shelby County Criminal Court clerk's file, which allegedly led to the issue of a warrant and subsequent arrest of plaintiff as the wrong person, and confirmed that plaintiff was released from custody on July 4th, 2024 at 8:30 p.m.
Dude, fucking
now, Robertson
crazy.
And his attorneys are asking for $5 million in return. That trial date set for
$1 million for every fucking month you have to be in prison.
next summer. Daryl?
That is Fox 13's Kayla Solid.
Because they don't care. They don't fucking care, dude. You're just a number. It's just a fucking system. All these prosecutors, all they want is as many fucking arrests as they could get. Where is the thing you had sent? Here you go. Okay, Pess, you want to set this one up?
Yeah, sure. Is this the okay? So Rick Glassman is a comedian who, in the last, I would say, couple years, has been kind of making waves. By showing up on podcasts and just not taking any of it seriously. This guy is. I like him, but I've noticed, like, for example, when he was on Kill Tony, he was really annoying Tony Hinchcliffe because, you know, Tony doesn't like to not be in control, right?
Yeah.
And this guy is just a Jewish tornado.
Okay. Okay.
So he came on this podcast, and, well, Esther didn't take too kindly to his humor.
Okay.
Out of all my friends, you literally built your brand on gaslighting people. I don't even know if you know when you're doing it. I think it's insane. So
now you're projecting clearly, right?
No,
is that what you're
I-
doing? Is that the
no.
bit we're doing? Your podcast is more successful than ours, and it feels like you're coming on our podcast and saying, I'm sitting here, and now twice there's been a joke about how our show is not funny and is boring. I'm like,
First of all,
buddy.
First of all, what happened to the Esther we fell in love with?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What happened to our girl? The one that was like high and barely paying attention and didn't care about any of this?
Why are you so...
What happened?
Oh,
Why are you
LA
taking this
consumed her.
Yeah, dude. She's taking this way too seriously.
what is that?
Back when you
Why?
liked her, Mersh, she still had a little bit of Chicago left in her. There was a little bit of a fight, a spunk. Now she's a dead-eyed LA husk.
Yeah, Jesus.
We have a bit of a funny confrontation here. Esther Pavitsky and Kalila getting seriously upset
Why is she dressed like she's fucking hungover?
Because she's hungover.
because Rick Glassman made fun of them. I wish I was kidding. Recently, he was on the Trash Tuesday podcast where he made the mistake of having banter with Esther and Kalila. The phrase punching down was used with a straight face.
Wait, punching down? Are we having comedians really using the term punching down?
Apparently.
Again, I'm not kidding. Before we get to the part where Esther and Kalila confront
we were watching this earlier. Casey said that Kalila is dressed like she thinks who the fuck she is, and then she goes, "You're just a comedian's girlfriend."
Yeah, seriously.
Rick. It's also fun to see what led up to this special moment. Straight out of the gate, Rick is joking around with these guys with his classic, Rick Glassman sense of humor. I recently covered his appearance on Kill Tony where he trolled Hinchcliffe, who had to pretty much tell him to stop. We know Rick likes to have banter, but with the following clips, you can see Esther getting more and more upset the more Rick makes a joke at her and Kalila's expense.
All right, let's get this over with, huh? Well, most things I do are as well. Let's get this over with.
Rick, I feel like you're in a bad mood.
Not at all.
Okay.
I don't think so. Look at the pants he's wearing. Festive.
But sometimes you
What was the joke there? Look at the pants he's wearing. What's the joke there?
overcompensate when you're in a bad mood with your like.
So you must always be in a good mood.
Leave it up for Brent Morin.
Give it up. Do we
Prayer
do this
hands
on
in it.
podcasts?
Mhm.
Like it's a live show?
Yeah.
And then there's Rick. Welcome back.
Thanks for having
Also,
me.
can I point out one thing that I would fuck this dude up for? He's got his feet on their table, which is funny. I'm laughing because you're doing it to them, and that's funny. But I probably would have gotten fucking snippy with this guy at one point too. But I wouldn't have been like, he said our show's not funny. I'd have just would have been like, yo, what's with the fucking feet on the table? Get your fucking feet off my table. You know what I mean? Like that would be my only beef.
Let's get this over with.
That's the 8th time you've said it. Is that your
He's
new half
got
Jewish, half
moves.
regular?
What?
Is that your new half Jewish? Your new opener?
I don't know, man. Let's get this over with, you know?
Yeah. What's wrong with you today?
I don't think anything. Really, I don't think anything. But who's able to set boundaries?
Yeah, and I got that. You know.
Has there ever been a situation where
Oh,
she's been like,
Jesus Christ.
This is very funny.
This would be funny.
Just make sure you get the camera switches right in post.
Dude, this is pretty funny, man.
Come on,
this is a
he's
good troll.
fucking with them.
This is pretty funny.
Yes, I have like a selective thing with being grossed out by people, and you're on the list.
Okay, well, I'm glad I made the list.
well,
Oh, fuck.
That is really funny.
That's a good bit, man.
Holy
This Rick Glassman guy's pretty funny.
have I
Don't
really,
sneak up on me like that.
have I really gone downhill? Is my face a jump scare these days?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not the joke I was trying
What's
to
the
make.
joke?
If you've seen Rick on different podcast appearances, this is what he does. He pokes fun at everything and everyone in the room. But this podcast doesn't seem like the
It
right
sounds like he's trying to make a pretty fucking oversaturated, boring fucking art form
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
atmosphere for his jokes.
No, he
It
should have
clearly-
came on and just talked about the craft, man. And like, yo, have you been to the mothership, dude? Austin, bro? It's crazy, man.
like having serious, genuine conversation without poking fun at each other.
No, that was his real ex, who I'm actually friends with now, which is a little bit weird to say.
Why is she? What's wrong with her?
Okay, but we're really like good friends.
Do you guys want to start doing some jokes or something?
Oh, God,
He's my
that's
favorite.
fucking nice. Woo! That's good. That's good.
I'm uncomfortable.
You guys want to start doing jokes or something? Or
Yeah.
The fuck is this?
let's do this next time we go on Harrison's
Oh,
show.
this rules.
Rick is obviously picking the worst possible.
By the way, can I be clear? I could already right off the bat could tell he's fucking around. Like I wouldn't take this person because I could tell he's fucking around.
Again, the feet on the table thing I wouldn't like.
You know I wouldn't care? It's not even their studio. It's one they ran out. Who gives a shit?
That's not, I don't care. That's not what it's about.
It's a respect thing.
There's certain things you just don't do. You don't put your I would have been like, yo, 90% of this was great. Get your fucking feet off my table. Like even if it wasn't our studio or our table, it's my now it's our fucking table. Get your feet off my table.
Time to say something like that, which is, of course,
If I
part
rented
of-
an Airbnb and he's got his fucking feet up on the table, I go, hey man, look, it's not my house, but like, it's still technically for the 48 hours we're here. It's,
a joke, right? But to Esther, he's just being rude. She's a comedian, so you'd think she'd understand that he's just trying to be funny. She then tries to push
She's
the
an LA comedian.
Yeah, that's not the same thing as a real one.
conversation.
And
in a
besides, come on, Esther, realistically, we all know you're not going to have a career. All right. Like, you're going to end up just marrying some low level CAA agent that
already
wants
married.
to marry his mom.
Who's she married to?
Engaged.
Can you tell me who she's married to? Pessy or engaged to?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you 1 second.
funny. She then tries to
Let's see if Mersh gets the hat.
push the conversation.
The little
in a
hat?
more
No, the wizard hat. If you predicted it right, we got to see.
What did he predict?
I said it's probably some low to mid range, like agent for some fucking
Okay, let me
agency.
see.
Who wants
she's
to marry his
engaged-
mother.
She's engaged to comedy writer Dave King.
Ooh, close. Close, but not there. Yeah, close.
Hold on, I'm gonna look him up.
serious direction, which didn't go too well because Rick spoiled that with another joke.
Oh, okay, dude. Honestly, this Dave King guy, you want to hear his like writing credits? He did that reboot show with Keegan-Michael Key, The Good Place. He wrote an episode of The Simpsons in 2016.
Oh,
Not
so it
Good
was bad.
Simpsons, but still. The League, a couple episodes of The League. Workaholics, 13 episodes. He was a staff writer.
Okay.
Rick spoiled that with another joke.
What's an example for
The
adult
easiest one, where this became conscious that I was like using this as a tool is.
Where's the jokes?
No, she's getting offended. Trying to fucking
so mad. Oh my
Where's
god.
the jokes? They're the two hosts of the show. There you go. That was what I would have
Are
said.
you guys gonna have a banana?
You said you guys didn't want them.
Good comeback. Good comeback.
You said you did want them.
I did, but you guys like what your podcast has become.
Holy shit!
Wow, brutal. I like this. This is fun.
Okay, so gaslighting, I just looked it up on the screen, and it's manipulating someone into doubting their own reality.
That's not true. It's not even real.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Gaslighting's
You're just
real.
being crazy.
You're just crazy.
Oh.
I do feel
Hannibal Lecter.
that that's what you do to me.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject of projecting, and I've said this to you before, out of all my friends, you literally built your brand on gaslighting people. I don't even know if you know when you're doing it. I think it's insane. So
now you're projecting clearly,
Dude,
right?
I love it. He's
No.
gaslighting her that she gaslights people. This is the fucking...
It's amazing.
What you're doing? Is that the bit we're doing?
I think he's doing meta gaslighting to you.
Because I'm just specific example. In the beginning of the episode, I was like, what's wrong? I feel like you're in a bad mood. And you told me, like, no, you're not.
I'm not.
But you had said multiple times you wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
He was fucking...
He's really
kidding.
He's really just proving that women are not funny.
He was kidding.
You're proving that women are in fact not funny
Bro,
by being funny
do
and
you
them
think-
not getting
if you
it.
think this is rough, go on Alex Stein's show. You want to talk about insanity? Come on.
Yeah, I was just making a joke. I say that on my podcast when I start all the time. All right,
Okay.
let's get this over with. Just a
Okay.
little joke.
Well, that was my reality, and then now it's cleared
That was my reality.
up.
Good.
Okay.
It's interesting that Esther says that he's gaslighting her when you could make the argument that it's the other way around. She uses the example of Rick saying, let's get it over with, which was obviously a joke. I can't believe that we're even talking about it.
Let me get to this peak here.
You're
Here we
really
go.
focused on this one episode being
Yeah, but
boring,
wouldn't
but
that-
look at all of your boring episodes.
Bro, this guy's hilarious.
Holy shit.
But
I
this
do
might-
recommend
show
if
is.
you haven't watched his podcast, Rick Glassman, he has people over to his place, and he just...
Oh, no. I
he's
actually,
so-
I definitely have seen his show before.
he makes them... It's so uncomfortable. It's...
He's had Shane Gillis on, I believe, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure I saw that one.
But if
me
I'm
check in
looking
with
at a
you.
tree with an owl in a forest, I'm
Hold on,
going to
hold
look
on,
at that tree because of the owl.
Shane doesn't get uncomfortable, though.
me
So
check in
I
with
want to hold
you.
space for Esther.
How do you feel when
I
he
want to
does that?
hold space for Esther.
Oh, your show is
Fucking Jim Morrison over here. What's going on?
not funny anymore. It's boring all the time. Where does that land with you?
I don't know. It's me.
Also, can I ask a question? What happened to Annie Letterman? Does she just not do their show anymore?
I have no idea. I don't watch this, so I couldn't tell you.
It's mean, and it doesn't make me
Well, you tell me the person or the writer of her is not Annie Letterman? I thought she was just looking
Ooh.
terrible. Okay.
feel good. But then I have trouble telling you that because I feel like you'll just say something meaner back.
Yes! Yeah, it's called banter. Comedians used to be mean to each other all the time. It's funny. They still are. It's funny. Bro, I've always said this. Listen to clips of fucking Norton and Colin Quinn going at each, or just basically Colin Quinn just going after Norton. Go listen to fucking Patrice going after every comic. It's just what they do, dude.
Yes!
By the way, yeah, I just verified Annie Letterman left last year.
Really?
Yeah, episode 160 was her last episode. They're on 214. Yeah, she left a while ago.
Why'd she leave? What'd she go do?
She was in Terrifier 3. She was actually a voice in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay, so she has
like
real jobs.
Yeah, and she has her own podcast.
I feel like you can say that, but if I said that, I would just get pounded and pummeled even further.
Because I'm not.
Because you're not, okay, I hope she says this, because you're not giving him the reaction. Like, this is what happens. If Mercer and I do this all the time. If you go to a place and you want to fuck with somebody, the person that's giving, if there's a bunch of people there, the moment somebody gives you the reaction, then that's the person you focus on.
Yeah, now we're just picking on this
She
one guy.
doesn't, she's zonked out on pills, dude.
Yeah,
she doesn't
get-
care.
wait, what?
Going after her is just like, yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like, so obviously, I hope that's what she says. You're giving him the reaction.
Not as quick as
I was trying to stay
I'm not as quick as you.
quiet, but I can't.
I think that's
Oh my God.
Here's where I have trouble in life a lot, and I hope you'll give me like maybe 30 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
To finish his thought without saying like, wrap it up or let's get it over with. I think that I love you so deeply, but you're so brilliant and you're so quick. It's sometimes hard to contend with that and tell you how I truly feel.
Because he's good at being funny. Like, this is a comedy show, though. Like, look, I'd understand, right? If this was like a serious politician and all he was doing was deflecting. This is what you're supposed to do when you go on somebody's show, is be funny. Am I wrong? Am I losing my mind here? Like, who cares?
Because I feel like you're just going to trample it because you're smarter than me, you're quicker than me, and your brain is connected to your mouth, and therefore you're...
Where's your brain connected to? I know where your mouth is connected to, your brother's dick, but where's your brain?
able to get your thoughts much quicker. Versus me, it takes time to process. So I'll leave here.
Then why are you doing a show? If you can't even like do the bare minimum of bantering with people, what are you doing?
Feeling like
she's like my process is different. I like to sit quietly for 2 hours, and then on my way home, I think of good jokes that I would have said.
Rick say that so many times
She has a
about
lot of arguments with shampoo bottles in the shower.
our show, and probably never say it to you because I have trouble contending with fast speakers.
Why are you doing a podcast where you have comedians on then? If you have trouble, like, I don't understand what this whole show even is. I mean, it's aptly named.
Does that make sense?
Wow.
And
And
but then,
I'll also
also
say-
on the same note, I truly, truly love you. But
Yeah,
also,
it's confusing.
It is mean.
And I would also like to add, like,
Here we go.
it's honestly really, and I'm sorry, like, I wanted to wait and, like, say cut or whatever, but, like, I feel like it was really hard just now when we were starting and you said that I said I didn't want to have Brent on without you because it wouldn't do good numbers. Like, I don't remember saying that. I might have. I say
no,
that
you
sometimes.
didn't. I'm sorry. You did, she didn't. She never said that.
I never
that
thought
was-
he did.
But that was so, like,
So he was kidding.
mean, and I felt like it was mean. to Brent.
Mean.
What is going? Is this a comedy show?
Not anymore. No.
Someone said in chat she's literally acting like the rejoiner. Why are you guys mean to me?
Do you know how fucking mean we are to each other every single fucking day? And no one's a little baby bitch about it? Like, who cares? Who fucking cares?
Do you imagine like any of the guys at Gas Digital talking to each other like this?
No.
And then you were mean to me. Why are you
No.
making fun of me?
Jesus Christ. Why is Godfrey crying?
But it was coming from me.
Yeah, why is Godfrey crying and like, I don't know, not thanking people for holding the door for him?
In that
It's very specific.
way that you packaged it. And then
It's a simple thing though, right? You do that?
Of course.
You know, it's like some people just do that kind of thing culturally.
Unfortunately, he wasn't the good Godfrey, the Gilbert one.
he said something bad about himself. Like, yeah, I get it. And I'm just like sitting here thinking, like, oh my God, does Brent think that I said that? And
I can't get my brain behind people like this. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't even process to me.
and like I'm an
Aw.
asshole, and I'm like thrown off by it, and it was just.
Yeah.
But then I
Oh.
know if I say something, then you'll be like, I was just joking.
Because he is joking. Oh my God. Is she having a struggle session on her podcast?
Yes, on her own show.
And then I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Who's this dude that's next to them?
Well, should
Brett Morin, or he's another LA comedian, I think.
Okay.
Not have said anything. I don't know.
So let's start with Kalila. Her whole thing seems to be that Rick is too quick on his feet and I guess smarter than her, and because of that, she's not able to participate in the banter. So
By the way, can I also say he's very funny, but it's like, it's not like these jokes are like crazy quick, like what a genius. They're pretty, basic, funny little comebacks, like quips, and that's too much for you?
Therefore, instead of laughing it off, she becomes a victim and calls him mean. With Esther, she describes a joke Rick makes at the expense of his friend. She also doesn't know how to respond. She even says, I know you're likely going to say you're joking. So I guess you really can't have banter with these guys, which makes it kind of ironic that they would get upset about Rick calling their show boring. Brent says he knew Rick was joking. Esther could have just leaned into the joke or just turned the joke back onto Rick.
On TV.
It is those things, and there's truth and there's silliness, and like we're different. I am able to receive things in a certain way, not for better or for worse, differently than you. And it's easy to get confused of like, oh, I could take this, so she can, when that's not necessarily the case.
Don't back off. Do not back off, Mr. Glassman.
Yeah, you still have to be LA about it.
Yeah, ain't much work.
But I will say, the rules are not something that I came into our relationship with, rather something that we calibrated together.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times where the same thing the next time bothers you. Even you said,
oh, okay, he's not. He's saying she's calling her a hypocrite. Okay, that's fair.
Rick, I made this decision that sometimes people gross me out and you're on the list, or however you said it. And it's like, it's just, we're self-deprecating. We make jokes about each other, about other people. Now, there are some people you can't do that with.
That live on TV.
It is a little confusing with you because you do it all the time. And
I do.
That's true. She does. That's fair. Specifically, Esther. She's Mrs. Dry. Like, yeah, is that what you think? Like, at it. Like that's her whole vibe. Is like this weird, like ambivalent, passive aggressiveness. I guess is what I would call it. And it's fine. That's the way you do jokes. But what is he doing any different than when you do?
What all the time?
Punch and make fun.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that I punch all the time.
Okay, well, to me, I receive it that way, and I like it.
Punching back.
Look,
Wait,
I
did she
agree.
just say I wouldn't say I punch on all the time, but poke?
Mm-hmm. And prod.
I like when you punch at me. It's fun.
So I don't know when. So what I've just learned is there's a sensitivity to maybe talking about the show as a whole. Check.
To be honest, it feels like punching down, right? Because you
punching down. He's doing your show.
Your podcast is more successful than ours, and it feels like you're coming on our podcast and saying and I know you said you don't know our numbers, but the last time we had a phone call, we were talking numbers. Maybe you don't remember. I don't expect you.
You seem to care about numbers more than he does.
Well, yeah, because you're both Jewish. You should both care about numbers.
We say to each other.
Here's what I think is the truth: is that her podcast isn't doing that well, and the numbers have been bad, and so she thought, "Hey, Rick's doing great. I'm going to have Rick on," and Rick was making fun of their show, and it hoit.
Telling you our numbers and compared to yours, and
let's see that Trash Tuesdays. Let's see what I haven't checked them out in a while. They have 163,000 subs.
Esther,
if you look at their own, seems to only be on sorry, they seem to only be on YouTube. All right. The episode. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, 7 days ago they did an episode 227. They got 38,000 views. 2 weeks ago, their episode before that 25,000, 21,000. I mean, give or take, I'd say their average episode is anywhere between average. I would say like 35.
It's not great.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you have 160,000 subs, it's not the best.
No.
Okay. Well, but let me ask you a question. What does that matter? Who gives a shit? Like, I don't care.
they are much lower. That you might not be viewing it that way. That's the way I'm receiving it, as it feels like punching down. I'm not saying that you're on purpose punching down.
Well, I'm sorry.
Esther has to be the first comedian to complain about another comedian making fun of them and seriously call it punching down. Esther said that...
Hey, are you on your period?
Rick likes to gaslight her, when she seems to pretend like Rick is just bullying her and that it's completely one-sided banter. I checked out the beginning of Esther's last appearance on Rick's podcast, and they're throwing jabs at each other the whole time.
Okay. This is just, it's just you and me.
Yeah. And how was Pilates really? Are you, Esther? I take creatine. I take collagen protein. 5 milligrams of creatine. Very little.
I'm bored.
Okay, but she could. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, but you're doing it though.
Like sometimes I just could fall asleep, but if I can't, I usually pull up to your stand-up or something.
So in Esther's perfect world, she can make fun of Rick's podcast or comedy style and call him boring, but if he does anything like that in reverse...
Yeah, she's a woman, dude. That's how they are. That's how they are. And LA comics are the weakest of all comics, and I said that and I stand by that, and they all fucking suck. And LA comics are so fucking bad. The LA comedy scene's so bad, they'll take good comics from other places, and once they move out there, they eventually become horrible.
Oh, they ruin them.
Bill Burr. Great examples, Bill Burr.
They ruin. LA ruins people.
Yeah.
You shouldn't move
don't go
there.
to
Go
LA,
to New
man.
York.
Mm-hmm.
We're learning more about what led to a deadly shooting spree over the weekend in the IE. 2 people were shot and killed outside a shopping center, followed by an off-duty deputy taking out the suspected gunman.
And Eyewitness News reporter Leticia Juarez is live in Fontana with new details on this story. Leticia.
Well, I'll tell you this, David and Giovanna, we've learned from police that at the time of that shooting, there was plenty of law enforcement in the area, most of them off duty, enjoying the night with their families. But unfortunately, they were unable to do anything about the shooting that took place just outside the sushi restaurant, telling us that it was a domestic violence situation where a woman in the process of getting a divorce was tracked down by her estranged husband, who then shot her and her date here in this parking lot.
We gain all this weight during our pregnancy because we're not taught how to properly eat.
Social media influencer and fitness coach Gloria
Dick. That's a fake butt.
I hate
Zamora inspired busy women to get and stay fit. But behind the
Oh, that's a disgusting fake butt.
strength she exhibited on camera, her personal life was taking a hit. Zamora spoke out about her pending divorce to her thousands of followers just last week on the Horizon podcast.
Instead of you being supportive, you're over here trying to.
Bro, like instead of you being supported, like you over here, like you fucking trying, dude. Like, does he even fucking like take you out to like Flanagan's on Friday night or like take you dancing to Club Coco or anything like that, bro? That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh god,
I think she's LA though, isn't she?
This one, no, I'm talking the one talking right now. The other woman might be. I'm talking the one talking.
Like, just bring me down, bring me down, bring me down.
On Saturday night, the 40-year-old alongside 43-year-old Hector Garduno was shot and killed outside a Fontana sushi restaurant.
There was a male and a female that were estranged. They're going through a divorce. That led to this.
You're falling asleep, bud?
Investigators
What,
say
you listen to Trash Tuesday?
Zamora's estranged husband, Thomas Alberto Tamayo Lizarraga, gunned down the
How
two
many
in
last
the
names
parking
this guy
lot.
got?
We don't know how he knew where she was at, but apparently she had been at the restaurant for approximately an hour.
Probably knew because she probably posted a fucking Instagram photo that she was there.
Prior to the shooting.
The shooting caught the attention of several off-duty law enforcement officers in the area who responded to the sound of gunfire, including an off-duty San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy.
Apparently he was driving on the street outside of the shopping center and heard the gunshots and saw what had happened, made a U-turn at the light and got out of his vehicle to confront the suspect.
Lizarraga was shot and killed during the confrontation. In a GoFundMe page set up for Zamora, her daughter stated that her mother was murdered by her stepdad. Both victims leave behind children. Zamora, a mother of 7, is described as a woman who uplifted
Mother of 7?
Jesus.
others, while Garduno is remembered as a hardworking and devoted father of 4 girls. Now, we spoke to police about the ongoing investigation. They are gathering information. As for the off-duty deputy, they are not releasing his identity at this time.
Why? Ampioness says, sup fa goots. I'm allowed to say it that way, I believe. That's fine. Pretty sure that's fine.
Breaking news, the wife of a prominent hairdresser who was stabbed to death at his Woodland Hills home in 2017 has just been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Monica Cimentelli was convicted in April of first-degree murder and conspiracy in relation to the death of her husband, Fabio. Investigators were able to trace the attack back to Monica and her lover, Robert Baker. Baker was sentenced to life in prison earlier this year after pleading no contest to the charges.
Damn, though, Hosebeach is killing dudes.
Yeah, it's a scary world out there.
Well, I can make it a little scarier for you.
My son does not have mommy issues. Jeez. Why do I even need to say
Who's the mom?
I feel weirded out when people accuse me of wanting to date someone like my mom.
The first time we wore like matching outfits, it was just really crazy.
It went viral.
It went viral.
So many negative comments.
We thought it was cute.
Can I be honest? I think it's the one on the right.
The one,
Can I
and
say it?
Prettier. She's the prettier one. The one on the okay, Mersh.
Way prettier.
Can I ask Mersh?
Way prettier the one on the right.
Yeah.
The mom's better looking.
Yeah, of course.
Hype.
What does Isaiah think of your matching outfits?
Morning.
Are they OnlyFansing together, dude? Is that what's happening? I hope not, man. It might just be TikTok. Let's find out.
I'm making eggs. You guys want?
How would you guys describe your relationship?
We are like best friends, you feel me?
Yeah.
My name is Isaiah and I'm 20 years old.
My name is Relics, and I'm Isaiah's mom.
Oh, okay.
No, he's lying. He's lying. He's lying. She's lying.
I'm Sasha.
Okay.
I'm Isaiah's mom.
Okay. All right. They're fucking around.
Isaiah's girlfriend. There is a difference.
I'll be honest. They're both attractive, but
mom.
Get it.
Hi, I'm Mersh, and I'm Isaiah's dad.
Difference, bro.
When Yedelis first met my
Okay.
mom,
Yo, honestly, go back. Your girl was cuter before she started ripping off mom's style. I'm not gonna lie. Your girl was cuter when your girl was being her own girl. Oh no.
So hold on. So I understand why they made a video about this. So he brought a girl home to mom, and now his girl and her mom are actually friends and get along.
Yeah.
So that this is like the rarest fucking thing on God's green earth.
Yeah, this never happens.
Yedelis first met my mom, it was quick. Like they clicked immediately, and yeah, they've been close ever since. Yedelis and I met in 6th grade. We
Okay, but this is still globalist goy slop. So when does this wholesomeness turn? Because right now, I just see a great scenario. You're like, this is great, dude. Whenever I don't want to hear either about anybody's mouth, my mom and my girl go out to dinner, I fire up the PlayStation, bro. I got my feet up. But where does this take a turn, like you said, where they're doing OnlyFans and one of them's in the same, like there's going to be something. There's always a turn with these people.
And we've been together for a year and a half.
That is a shitty breakfast.
Ew.
That sucks. Dry eggs, no cheese in it, and then like.
good boyfriend? I would say yes. My mom raised me right.
That's your mom?
How did you feel about meeting Sasha?
Okay.
Were you nervous? Were you nervous?
I was not nervous. No.
Okay. I didn't think so. I'm like, I'm not scary or nothing.
No, I was just like.
Do you see the similarities between you?
I really don't. I mean, yeah, she's trying to dress like her now, but they don't really look that alike.
No.
The similarities between me and Yedelis have everything to do with our personality.
Yeah, and I feel
Also, when did you have your son? When you were like 12, I'm guessing, right? You're one of those moms? Because, like, Jesus, what is she, like 28? Your mom's like 28, bro. What is going
I don't
on?
know. I bet you she's not. I bet you she's older.
100%.
Much older.
I feel like if you
Oh, she has a fuck ice shirt, dude.
know
Well, I
Latina
mean, you know, what are you gonna do, right?
from Miami, you know.
Oh, that explains the accent. She's from Miami. Oh. Uh-oh.
Explains why. It explains, too, why. Because Cuban women hit the Consuelo wall, too, but they dodge it a lot more than the Mexican women, too. You know what I mean? Like, Mexican women hit 30, 2 out of 10 are still hot. Cuban women hit 30, like 5 out of 10 is still hot. So
Know that we are loud and crazy and have a very, very strong personality. I know me and Yedelis already coordinated, clearly, because we want to do TikTok videos. As far as us
I think she might be Cuban, dude.
dressing alike,
It's
clearly,
Miami. Come on.
it's intentional.
I mean, I get it. There's other types of Hispanics in Florida, but come on, like where
She
you
just sounds it. She sounds it.
Is there a chance of Dominican possibly or Puerto Rican maybe?
No.
Or too dark?
No.
I'm going to drive our pages in the way that it's supposed to be.
not
driven.
dark
Pay
enough to be
attention.
Dominican and
She
too
could be-
pretty to be Puerto
Be
Rican.
Afro-Cuban.
The girlfriend I think might be Dominican because her name's Yarelis.
Yeah, that at least could be a Cuban name, too. Cubans love naming people with Y's in their names. Fucking wild.
And there's some dark ass Cubans out there.
When we do that, so why not?
I know, I've seen Royce after a vacation.
No. I'm talking Afro Cubans, bro. Like you see them and you go, "Wow, you're Cuban too, huh?" And they look Nigerian, bro.
Yeah, they're
Like
called.
in
Yeah,
Kento.
they're called pitchers and second basemen. I know what they are.
All right. So, I got these from like this gifting suite. I'll wear the blue one, you can wear the pink one, and then you have like this pink little clip.
What does Isaiah think of your matching outfits when you do that?
When we match, I don't feel like Isaiah cares at all.
Yeah, no.
I feel
I don't
like-
even think he notices.
Good for him. He's normal.
Yeah.
Like
Like.
I don't think he
You're probably right. He's like, oh, you guys look nice.
Man, this is a dream scenario though. Like every time your girlfriend or your mom are in annoying mode, it's stuff
Yeah.
that they both enjoy, and it's like, yeah, go be annoying together. That's perfect. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll sit right here. I'm gonna eat all the shit that you yell at me for eating when you catch me eating it, and I'm gonna play video games. You guys go on ahead.
How would you describe me?
almost like my older sister. That's the vibe, honestly.
That's the vibe?
How would you
That mom is
describe-
hot, Eric. That mom is so fucking.
You know, it's like a daughter. You're a daughter to me, for sure.
Aw.
In a good way.
That mom is crazy hot.
That's fucking crazy. She shouldn't be that hot, dude.
No, she's crazy hot.
Zasha and Yarelis. Okay, then we'll find these hoes.
Styles as being similar anyway?
Our styles are pretty
Yeah. And like the good thing that I love is that me and Zasha are the same size. So I'll be in her
Listen,
closet.
my Fashion Nova closet,
I'm
is
in there.
In there. In there. And she's like, oh, this is,
It's
okay.
so cute. The first time we wore like matching outfits, it was
Okay, well, here you go. Zasha is described as Dominican, Puerto Rican, and El Salvadorian.
Holy shit, I got 2 out of 3.
What a fucking weird mix.
Yarelis is, you were right again, Yarelis is Puerto Rican and Indian.
Good mix.
That's the mix.
It's a good mix, though.
Okay.
This is really crazy.
Dominican
It
and
went
Puerto
viral.
Rican, say goodbye to your penis after
So
one
many
argument.
We thought it was cute.
We thought it was cute. People
What
did not think that.
Yeah,
It was not okay. For them.
What are you guys doing today?
So what we're doing today, we thought it would be fun to do another TikTok video together in a matching outfit.
It doesn't look like they do any OnlyFans stuff. It looks like they just do TikToks from what I'm seeing. They don't do any, like, sex stuff.
Then honestly, I don't hate this. They're just
No.
it's honestly this is just a dream scenario.
Yeah, no.
You and your mom and your girl are friends, and all the annoying girl shit that you'd be getting annoyed with, they annoy each other with. It's
Yeah.
great. Then you just get the fucking. If anything, it sounds great. Like you get a break from it.
Yeah.
Like anytime, like it's almost like even forget your mom. If your girl, whenever your girl finds that perfect friend. That they're like, oh my God, we're gonna go do this, and then we're gonna go do that, and we're gonna go do, and you're like, hey, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna chill here. I'm going to eat a whole sleeve of Oreos as soon as you're pulled out of the driveway and play fucking No Man's Sky. Hey, knock yourselves out.
Antipathy said, good show, $5. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And if you want to see a good show, check out Nightwave.
Yeah, and then after that, you can watch a good show.
After Nightwave.
10 o'clock tonight, be there.
Bessie, you're on next.
Yes, sir.
Virgie, you streaming?
Nope.
I was like, where has he been?
I don't know. He disappeared. I think he overcorrected. There's like a sweet spot, you know? I love you, Virgie. Don't be mad at me. Huh?
No.
I love you, Virgie. Say it back.
Royce was like quiet, then Virgie just hit mute and plugged the game controller in.
Yeah,
and
I
was
know.
like,
I know
all
what
right,
hap-
you got it, boss.
I know what happened. All right, I know what happened. I can see his Steam. He's on right now. All right, we're out of here.
You've been playing a lot of OBS lately. I've been meaning to point that out.
Fuck off. What was that game you had me download, Pessy? That pickup artist game? What was that one? Did he leave? All right, well, thanks, Pessy.
Fuck him.